The path to greatness is never smooth. There are times when it descends to the lowest depths.
This one is a kick in the gut.
And times when it rises to the greatest heights.
The youth of the Raiders played very well.
Navigating the path to greatness requires a skilled guide. The Oakland Raiders have found one in Tom Cable.
He took over a team in the middle of the season, and I thought he did well. He was steadfast in his belief in the Raiders. What I want to do right now is introduce the new head coach of the Raiders. He's no longer the interim coach, Tom Cable.
Cable has the passion to revitalize the Raiders.
I'm honored to have the privilege and the responsibility to be the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. This is my dream. This is my team growing up. There's not anything in the world I'd rather be doing. The makeup of this team is young.
What a ball that was by Jamarcus Russell.
It's tough.
The Raider defense again coming up big.
It's athletic.
They pitch to Bush, who's going to throw, and he caught by Zach Miller.
And you all know one thing about an Oakland Raider football team. It can fly.
Johnny Lee Higgins, another explosive play on special teams. He outran them all.
First 5 or 6 weeks, I thought were very trying. We had to change some mindset. We had to get some people on the field that weren't on the field at that time. And I thought the last 6 weeks we became a very competitive football team.
Chaz Schillen's in the end zone for a second straight game.
I felt like they were starting to play for each other. I think that mentality is so important. It don't work unless it's all for one.
Play as a team today. Let's go take a team effort, baby. Play for us, baby. Let's go, team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
We got a good young football team. It's our time now.
Darren McFadden's first touchdown in the NFL.
To the fans, that Raider Nation, listen to me. It's time we came back to you with a team you can be proud of every Sunday. We can get better in all areas, but I want us to go back to being tough, hard-nosed, play the game the way it's supposed to be played by an Oakland Raider.
The key to Oakland's revival is energy.
This is a game of passion. Whatever you do today, find that passion within you.
The Oakland Raiders are back. They're back. All that negative, all that whatever, it's done. I love this football team. Our only goal is to get to the playoffs. Get to the playoffs, you have a chance to win the ring. That's what this organization has always been about. Something that we should all look forward to, because success is in our future.
That success depends on the growth of their young players and the leadership of their veterans. One thing is certain. The Oakland Raiders will adhere to a commitment to excellence as they walk a new path to greatness. The path to greatness began in training camp, where Darren McFadden was introduced to the NFL.
I've never seen a system like this, so it was a big thing for me just coming out here, trying to learn the playbook and get used to my teammates.
He's a guy that you look forward to, knowing your game plan. He brings a lot to the table.
As the NFL's youngest player, McFadden brought enormous potential.
I feel like it can be a very dangerous offense. You don't have to be a veteran to go out there and run the ball hard. You can be a rookie and come in and make big plays.
Number 20 displayed his big play ability in Week 2 in Kansas City.
McFadden trying to get wide. 30, runs for a first down. 40, he may go. The 50-yard run by Darren McFadden.
McFadden ran for 164 of the Raiders' 300 rushing yards. Already leading 6-0, he broke the game open.
There's a toss sweep to McFadden. He turns the corner, runs for a first down inside the 10, down to the 5, dives, touchdown! Raiders!
McFadden's flash was complemented by Michael Bush's dash.
They give it to Bush coming left, and he runs for a first down. He breaks free, game's over, cuts inside. They'll take it in the end zone for a touchdown. A 32-yard run by Michael Bush to put the game away.
McFadden, Bush, and Justin Fargas, number 25, form a diverse backfield.
There's explosiveness and a lot of power and size. Fargas is the steady guy. He's the banger. Not necessarily a real home run threat, but does a lot of things great running the football.
Fargas was the workhorse, leading the Silver and Black with over 850 yards.
Fargas continuing to battle hard here. There's a turn, a handoff to Fargas, who dives in.
McFadden is an explosive guy that's a home run hitter. We were able to use him when he was healthy last year.
Draw, McFadden McFadden trying to get out wide left, breaks a tackle, and goes into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Touchdown for Darren McFadden, and immediately after scoring, he jumps into the black hole.
Michael Bush, number 29, filled a vital role.
Bush could really take a lot of carries and bang it, showed he could finish.
They give it to him off the left side. He dives into the end zone.
Zach Miller, number 80, is quickly becoming one of the top tight ends in the AFC.
What a great catch that was by Zach Miller.
He's got a lot of balls already in 2 years. He's a guy that I think Jamarcus is comfortable with. His upside, if you will, is tremendous.
Miller led the Raiders with 778 receiving yards.
Zach Miller with a seam route 10, 5, touchdown! Raiders! 63 yards to Zach Miller.
A beautiful sight to any Raiders fan is Johnny Lee Higgins leaving defensive backs in his wake. In just his second year, number 15 led Oakland in touchdowns. Higgins has two attributes necessary for a Raiders receiver: sure hands and blazing speed.
Over the middle, Higgins has got it. He's gone. He's gone. Touchdown, Raiders.
As the season progressed, both Higgins and Chaz Schillens, number 81, became reliable targets.
Jamarcus looking big ball. He's going to heave one down the left. He's got Schillens out there. He's got it.
Connecting with speedy receivers demands a powerful arm. In his first full season as a starter, Jamarcus Russell displayed his ability to launch the ball.
He throws darts, and that was a beauty.
And his ability to run with it.
Jamarcus going to run. He has room down the sideline. 35 gets wide. Drops his shoulder and picks up 2 more.
For all of his undeniable talent, Russell is a work in progress.
What he's got to do is learn the nuances of what it is to be an NFL quarterback. He started off this year tremendous. He's really embraced what it is going to be for him to be a good quarterback at this level.
Stay together. Raiders on 3, 1, 2, 3, Raiders.
You expect that leadership now to start to take off and to grow.
Jamarcus Russell is growing up and becoming a true leader. In 2008, the Raiders lost one of the finest leaders they've ever known. Hall of Fame guard Gene Upshaw passed away at the age of 63.
It all starts this week. One game, and one game. All you got to do is win.
The 7-time Pro Bowler spent 15 seasons wearing the silver and black and won 2 Super Bowls. Upshaw's leadership extended beyond the football field. His trademark tenacity never faltered in 25 years as head of the NFL Players Association.
Good.
Gene Upshaw left an indelible mark on the game of football, and his legacy will never fade.
I love the game of football. I love what it's given me. We have had a tradition with the Raiders that winning is all that matters. As I take my place in history, I can always look back and remember this moment because so many of you have had such a tremendous part of making this a successful career for Gene Upshaw. Thank you very much.
Traveling the path to greatness requires veteran experience and young talent. The Raiders' defense has both. On the defensive line, Tommy Kelly, number 93, and Gerard Warren, number 61, each had 4 sacks.
Swarmed under and sacked. Tommy Kelly and Gerard Warren lead the charge.
Number 56, Derek Burgess, provided pressure.
Derek Burgess with a crushing shot.
While Jay Richardson, number 98, and rookie Trevor Scott, number 91, showed promise, combining for 8 sacks.
Under pressure, now he's sacked. The Raiders get a safety.
Linebacker Thomas Howard, number 53, has rare speed.
He's a playmaker, a guy that can really run, fly around, and great in nickel coverage. Pretty good at getting his hands on the football.
Throws down the sideline. Intercepted by Thomas Howard.
Howard is also a sure tackler, like his counterpart, Kirk Morrison.
Kirk is a guy that has really kind of taken the role of the middle linebacker and the captain or the quarterback of the defense, if you will.
Morrison led the team in tackles for the 4th straight year with a career best 135 in 2008. Number 52 is equally able to defend the pass.
Quick throws intercepted by Morrison. Tremendous coverage.
Oakland's coverage unit features plenty of talent.
Ball deflected and intercepted by Branch, the rookie.
Tyvon Branch has game-breaking ability, but to become a star, you must first become a starter. Chris Johnson, number 37, did just that.
Play action throw in the middle, intercepted by Chris Johnson, who can run down the sideline. He's pushed out in midfield.
Despite starting just 8 games, Johnson tied for the team lead in interceptions.
Johnson looked like Lester Hayes there.
He was a fine compliment to Nnamdi Asomugha, number 21. Named a starter in the 2008 Pro Bowl, Asomugha routinely shut down an opponent's best receiver.
Stallone throws a lob left for Steve Smith, jumps up and intercepted by Nnamdi Asomugha.
Asomugha's skills are respected by even the all-time greats.
Playing the way you played, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Breck don't give me all this love talking about, hey, man, you the man. Keep doing what you're doing. Whatever. He gonna come at me. Watch.
Brett Favre stayed away from number 21.
Y'all gonna double me?
But Asomugha still made an impact.
You're doing a great job of listening. Because I know the stuff that's coming for the most part. So just stay into it. Keep listening to me before the play. You're doing a good job, bro. Keep it up.
The Raiders' defense kept up the pressure, allowing only a first-half field goal. In the third quarter, the Raiders found the end zone.
Jamarcus looks left, rolls left, now going to throw left. Caught! Javon Walker's first touchdown as a Raider.
Oakland special teams forced the first of 3 New York turnovers.
Fair catch called by Washington. He fumbled the ball. The Raiders got it. Sam Williams recovers.
But they came up with an even bigger play midway through the fourth quarter.
Oh, good, John. 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 Yes, 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 John. Yes, yes, yes.
Direct snap to John Alston on 4th and 2 on their own 27. What a gamble.
That gamble allowed Oakland to take a 3-point lead. But the advantage was short-lived. New York's last-minute field goal sent the game into overtime. The Raiders' defense gave up next to nothing.
There's pressure. Favre is hit and sacked. The Raiders have gotten Favre 3 times today, and the rookie Trevor Scott's got 2 of them.
With 4.5 minutes remaining, Oakland drove downfield.
Russell straight drop, 7 steps, back football, out, catch! Zach Miller dropped on the chin, 37-yard line! 57 yards away.
Come on, see that. Come on, see that.
This would be an all-time Raider record. The snap, it's down, he's got it up. He may have the distance, he's got the accuracy! The Raiders have won!
Oh, C-Man! Oh! Oh! Oh, C-Man! 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 Oh, C-Man!
In 2008, Seabass, or Sebastian Janikowski, passed Hall of Famer George Blanda in the Raiders' record books.
He's got it airborne, and it is good. And Sebastian Janikowski has scored more points than anybody in the history of the Silver and Black.
The other half of the Raiders' kicking game is Shane Leckler. Number 9 was named to his 4th Pro Bowl and is widely considered the best punter in football. But special teams are more than kickers. Oakland's return game was led by Johnny Lee Higgins and Justin Miller, number 22.
Miller from inside the 10, 20, 25. Hits the wedge, 30 off, and he may go. Midfield, Raider 40, 30 down the sideline, 20. Justin Miller's in again. Touchdown,
and especially Higgins, were dangerous with the football. Number 15 tied for the league lead with 3 punt return touchdowns.
He's down the sideline and all the way. 91-yard punt return by Johnny Lee Higgins.
We're going to have to call him Mr. Excitement.
Mr. Excitement turned up the heat in Denver in Week 12. Higgins torched the Broncos with an 89-yard punt return.
Johnny Lee moved to go to the sideline, 25. He's in bounds, he's gone. Another punt return for a touchdown for Johnny Lee Higgins. Touchdown, Raiders.
Jamarcus Russell ignited Oakland's offense. He completed 10 of 11 passes for 152 yards and a touchdown.
Play action rolling Longman, looking back left. Russell throws end zone, caught for a touchdown.
A close game became a rout in the second half as Darren McFadden scored a pair of touchdowns.
They are blowing the Broncos right off their home field here in Denver.
All the negative stuff, all the hurdles, you put it all aside, and you guys were incredible. Take today and put it in your hearts, man, and hold on to it, because that's how you do it. All I really care about is one thing. I want you to go out and play the game the way you're supposed to play it. No excuses, no nothing. Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys. Here we go, boys. Hey, let's light them up. Light them up. Let's get started right away now, okay? Get started right away.
The Raiders started fast, lighting up the Texans on the opening drive.
Russell looking big ball, throwing for Miller, caught!
That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, first down. First down.
He's looping for the end zone. Shillings is out there. He's got it. Got a drive to open the game.
Way to go. Great job. Great job. Hey, great job. Hey, too. Hey, you look. Hey, have fun out there.
It's lots of fun when you score on 3 straight possessions. Sebastian Janikowski gave the Raiders a 13-7 lead.
Okay, here we go. I like this right here.
In the third quarter, Jamarcus Russell found Johnny Lee Higgins to break a 13-13 tie.
He's going for the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown! I knew it!
Higgins showed off all of his moves, especially on Houston's next punt.
Come on, Johnny. Wiggle on him. Wiggle on him, baby.
He provided all the wiggle room the Raiders would need.
Johnny Lee Higgins breaks a tackle 30, breaks another 40. He may be gone. He pulls away from everybody. He's gone. Johnny Lee Higgins into the end zone again.
Way to go. Way to go, Johnny. Way to go. Come on, D. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't let up. Don't let up.
They didn't. Oakland's relentless pass rush pounded Houston.
Yes! Yes! Good job, defense! Good job, defense!
The Raiders protected a 27-16 lead.
Here we go, D. Turnover, turnover, turnover.
Shot out of the shotgun. Cox throws. Intercepted! Threw it right to Chris Johnson. The Raiders take it back.
In the fourth quarter, Oakland snuffed out Houston's best chance for a comeback.
He's going to turn. He's going to play action. He's going to throw for the end zone. It is broken up.
Great job, boys. Great job. Great job.
The Raiders, in their final home game of the year, will defeat the red-hot Houston Texans.
I want you to feel good about this. I want you to keep this feeling in your brain and your heart, because that's what ball is. When you do it right, that's what it is. Hold on to it. Let's do it again next week.
The next week, the Raiders faced the Buccaneers, who needed to win to make the playoffs.
Handoff, Bush off the right side. He's got the first down, and he bangs down to the goal line. He's in. Michael Bush powered in the end zone for the touchdown.
With time running out in the first half, the Raiders executed a perfect 2-minute drill.
Russell back, looking left, throwing, caught! Shillings in the end zone in a slant route. Touchdown, Raiders!
Trailing by 10 in the fourth quarter, the Raiders were put to the test.
The Raiders got to come back now.
The Silver and Black began their comeback with Johnny Lee Higgins' 12-yard touchdown. With Oakland's top 2 runners sidelined, Michael Bush carried the load. He rushed for a career-high 177 yards.
Michael Bush has put the Raiders on his back.
His longest run broke the Buccaneers' backs.
Michael Bush, a big hole, 35-40, breaks through, he's gone! 20, 10, 5, Michael Bush is in the end zone! Touchdown, Raiders! Michael Bush breaks 167 yards. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been knocked out of the playoffs by the Oakland Raiders.
This is going to pay off for you. It's going to happen. Everybody, close your eyes for a second real quick. What's it feel like to know in your heart that you were at your best 2 weeks in a row? We're a good team. We're a good team. When we play like that, and by God, it's time the Oakland Raiders come back and put your stamp on something. It's time.
It is time for Oakland to travel a new path to greatness. Tom Cable is ready to lead the Raiders with a new coaching staff and new players like veteran quarterback Jeff Garcia. On the offensive line, Oakland added tackle Khalif Barnes and center Samson Satelli. The Raiders also signed Lorenzo Neal. Considered the league's best blocking fullback, Neal should prove valuable to Oakland's running game. But the Raiders' most dynamic addition is also one of the youngest. Drafted 7th overall in 2009, Darius Hayward-Bay was the fastest player at the NFL Combine. His speed makes him a downfield threat. For nearly 5 decades, the Oakland Raiders have pursued excellence. They will resume their chase in 2009.
Those guys gained a lot of confidence at the end of the year. We started to make the right progress and move towards being a competitive team and then a team that can win.
With strong leadership and burgeoning talent, the Oakland Raiders will walk a new path to greatness.